Good morning. Welcome to the Unitarian Universalist Meetinghouse of Provincetown, where we affirm the inherent worthiness and dignity of every person, and where we support each other on our spiritual search for truth and meaning. My name is Reverend Kate Wilkinson, and I am so glad that you have joined us this morning. Welcome to all of you in the room, and welcome also to those of you joining us via our live stream. And a very special welcome to our new members who will be welcomed during a joining ceremony a little later today in our service. Before we go on with our worship service, I have just a few announcements to share. Many thanks to our new team of volunteer tour guides. We will now be opening the Meetinghouse for guided tours of our historic sanctuary, and this is starting on Thursday this week. So thank you so much. That's really exciting. We hope you've marked your calendars for our drag bingo fundraiser the night before Carnival. The game's at 5, doors open at 3:30. We're having it inside this year with a red carpet experience outside, and tickets are on sale now, so please check out our website to get your ticket. And if you can help by donating a baked good for our concession stand, or selling raffle tickets and snacks, calling back bingo numbers, or cleaning up at the end, please sign up today at the welcome table. There are still some slots open for the various jobs, and many hands make light work. The raffle ticket money raised that night and leading up to that night supports my minister's discretionary fund, which we use to help those in need in our community throughout the year. So you can actually start buying those tickets today at coffee hour if you'd like. If you'd like to try to win a gift card to a local restaurant or other great prizes, you can see Lisa at coffee hour. Give a little wave. There's no great music concert today, but next Sunday at 5 o'clock will be the Carnival by the Sea concert, featuring a dazzling repertoire of nautical delights. This is in from John Thomas. So we hope you can make it. And finally, if you are here in person today, that we hope that you will join us for coffee and conversation downstairs after the service. Let's take a moment now to affirm our Meetinghouse covenant. You can find this printed on the purple laminated cards in your pews. I'm going to say it line by line, so you can just repeat each line back to me, or if you prefer, you can just listen. Love is the spirit of this Meetinghouse.
Love is the spirit of this Meetinghouse.
This is our great covenant.
This is our great covenant.
To dwell together in peace.
To dwell together in peace.
To seek the truth in love.
To seek the truth in love.
And to help one another. Now, as we light our chalice here in the sanctuary, we invite those of you watching from home to light a candle wherever you are. In this way, we can feel connected even while we are apart. And this morning, I invite our worship host, Vicki, and Bo to light our chalice for us.
Our chalice lighting words are by Linda J. Hoddy. Enter with me that still place within, the center, where we find not only our inmost selves, but also our connection to the farthest reaches of the universe. Here in this space made sacred by our shared lives and our shared yearnings, may we find new courage, new generosity of spirit, forgiveness given and received, and rededication to the higher purposes of our lives.
Thank you. Won't you please join me now in singing our opening hymn? It's number 361 in your gray hymnals. Enter, rejoice, and come in. That's number 361 in your gray hymnals. Enter, rejoice, and come in. Please rise as you are able. Be seated. I invite you to join me now in a spirit of meditation and prayer. After the meditation, we will sing together again, Spirit of Life. That's hymn number 123 in those same gray hymnals. And you can also find the words to this song printed on those purple laminated cards in your pews. We'll sing it first in English and then in Spanish, and the Spanish words are on those purple cards. During the prayer time or at any time during the service, you are invited to light a silent candle at the table to the right of the pulpit, where there is a journal to record your thoughts and prayers. Our prayer this morning is by Rosemary Bray McNatt. In this moment of worship, we call to mind those times of failure and regret common to us all. We remember first in silence those times when we have failed to do all that we meant to do, or through our actions failed to be all we were meant to be. We now recall our moments of integrity, those times we have lived into our deepest values and acted as the human beings we always dreamed of being. We choose at this moment to lay down the burden of our shortcomings and grasp the courage to begin anew. Together, we affirm our capacity for goodness and grace, for freedom and purpose and joy. We are not trapped in our past, but freed by creation to live and grow today. With gratitude, we say, "Blessed be," and Amen. Now I am so excited to invite up our new members, and you can stand here, and I invite up our membership committee and our board president, Jennifer Shannon, and you can join me over here. You'll want to bring your booklet that you were handed as you came in. We are so happy. These folks have taken a class, learned more about Unitarian Universalism and themselves and each other, I think. And we are so excited to welcome you into our membership. And we have a little ritual to do that, and then we have some gifts for you. So if everyone could find the insert in your new member booklet, we're going to read these words. There's a part that I'm going to do, and then there's a part for you all to say. Then comes your part, and then we'll do our covenant, which is on the front of that booklet. So here in this meeting house, people have gathered for over a century, seeking a higher purpose and a deeper life than they could find alone. We are grateful today for each one of you, that you have found your way here, and that you have decided to make a commitment to this faith community. We hope that as members of this meeting house, you will allow yourselves to know and to be known, to minister and to be ministered to love and to be loved by this congregation. And you can say your words now.
I affirm my commitment to this congregation and the responsibilities that it entails. I enter this community willing to grow and ready to serve.
I'm going to steal it back because I don't remember. Okay, so now let's everyone respond. We, the members and friends of the Unitarian Universalist Meetinghouse of Provincetown, welcome you into this congregation. We pledge to be a safe and supportive community that respects who you are and affirms all that you can become. Cry with us, laugh with us, work with us. Together we seek the highest good. We are glad that you have found in us a home for your spirit. And please join me in saying our covenant. Love is the spirit of this meeting house. This is our great covenant, to dwell together in peace, to seek the truth in love, and to help one another. Welcome, Jill. Welcome, Hallie. Welcome, Mary Elizabeth, also Mary Beth. Welcome, Mary Beth. Welcome, Catherine. Welcome, Laura. Welcome, Martha. We also want to welcome those folks joining us online, Marnie and Kathy and Camilla and Julie and Joey. We hope you'll get to know them. And please be greeted and receive your bag and your flower. Here, I'll give you the proper one. This is Jill. I thought they'd come to you, but One more round of applause for our new members. So excited.
Our reading today is Where God Is by Kenny Wiley. The first time my heart felt broken, I went to church. When my mom died, I went to church. When I failed a class, I went to church. When I failed a friend, I went to church. When I felt like I'd failed at life, I went to church. I didn't go asking for forgiveness. I didn't go asking for salvation. I went to church, a Unitarian Universalist church, to be reminded through hugs from friends, awkward interactions with strangers, and inspired messages from leaders that no matter how down I feel, I still matter. I still have worth. My God says, whoever you are enough. Whomever you love, you are enough. Whatever your race or ethnicity, you are enough. Whatever your economic class, you are enough. Whatever your gender identity, you are enough. Whatever your abilities, you are enough. Whatever you do for a living, you are enough. If you don't have a job right now, or if you're retired, you are enough. You are a human being, and so you are enough. My minister in college started the prayer with the same words every Sunday. I don't remember most of it. I do recall that he used the phrase, alone together. We experience life through our own lenses, yet we don't have to go it alone. It may go against prevailing American individualism to say that we need other people. We like to believe we can do everything on our own. But I believe that the human spirit truly comes alive when we are challenged, prodded, and uplifted in community. In the days after my mom's death, he writes, I felt like hiding. Doing so would have been perfectly okay. I decided, though, to go to church. My friends went with me, and the community held me up, as well as my family. Being in community was harder than being alone, yet it was what I needed. I needed to sit in that sanctuary with my UU friends. I needed to sing those songs and hear the voices of others. I believe that living out our faith requires interaction beyond our own selves. I believe it calls for community. Through covenant with others, we know we are enough and we are made better. We strengthen our souls and increase our capacity for love and understanding. I think that's where God is.
I'm so excited that there are some children with us today. I'm going to tell a story for the kids and for all the kids at heart. And this is a story set way back in 1938 when Ruth Graves Wakefield owned and operated the Toll House Inn in Whitman, Massachusetts. I don't know if you've heard of her, but she always made chocolate cookies for her guests that stayed at the inn. And she would carefully melt the baker's chocolate and add it to the wet ingredients before mixing it with the dry ingredients. Now, I don't know if you've ever tried baker's chocolate. But it is very disappointing. It is not sweet. It's almost bitter, actually, because you add the sugar separately into the recipe. So just word of warning. All of us have made this mistake at one point, trying baker's chocolate. Well, one day, Ruth was in a hurry, and things weren't really going her way. She had run out of baker's chocolate. But she still needed to make her famous chocolate cookies for her guests. She did have a Nestle chocolate bar. So she chopped that up in her bowl, and it was much softer than baker's chocolate. So she thought she might just save herself a step and not melt it over the double boiler, which is kind of a pain. She figured that the little pieces of soft chocolate bar would just melt into the cookie batter as they baked in the oven. Well, much to her dismay, they didn't. They stayed in little brown pieces all over the cookie. And Ruth was disappointed in her baking failure. But she didn't have anything else to serve to her guests, so she put them on a tray and served them. You know, Julia Child says never apologize. And you know what? They were a huge hit. And that was the invention of the chocolate chip cookie. From something that was at first a mistake, America's favorite treat was born. So, if you make a mistake, which you're gonna do, because we all do, don't despair. It might turn into something wonderful later. You just don't know. And at coffee hour today, we hope you will come downstairs for some freshly baked homemade chocolate chip cookies that several volunteer bakers in our midst have prepared for you to celebrate the glory of failure. And now is the time when we take a collection for the ongoing support of this Meetinghouse and our shared ministry. As we enjoy a musical reflection by our choir, we welcome your donations here in the sanctuary or online through PayPal or Venmo. And you can find that information on our website, uumh.org. At this time, I invite Augie, yes, ready, and 3 other volunteers to take up our collection. On and off-site, your offerings will be gratefully received.
We rise, humbly hearted, rise, won't be divided, rise, with spirits to guide us, rise, in hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here in hope, in prayer. We're right here in hope, in prayer. We find ourselves here in hope, in prayer. We're right here and we rise. All the children rise. Elders with wisdom rise. Ancestors surround us, rise. In hope, in prayer, we find ourselves here in hope, in prayer. We're right here in hope, in prayer. We find ourselves here in hope, in prayer. We're right here In prayer, we find ourselves here in hope. In prayer, we're right here in hope. In prayer, we find ourselves here in hope. In prayer, we're right here and we rise, humbly hearted rise, won't be divided rise, with spirit to guide us rise.
The first thing they teach you in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is how to fall, Christine Slocum says. You roll backwards and slap the ground with one or both hands, depending on how you land. The idea is to disperse energy through your arm and the rolling motion instead of hurting yourself with an abrupt impact. And then you get back up. It's easier to try if you know how to fail. The other day, Lisa and I decided to try something new. It wasn't jiu-jitsu. That would be silly. I mean, Lisa has stitches in her finger and a broken toe. I have arthritic joints and perimenopausal pelvic floor issues. No. What we decided to sign up for was a workshop on hula hooping. That's right. At some point, we thought this would be a good idea. And so we went to an afternoon of hula hooping through the Outer Cape Dance Festival. The class was taught by a very stern Russian circus ballerina. She was amazing at hula hooping, by the way. Like, she could definitely have been in Cirque du Soleil. Maybe she was. The woman organizing the event welcomed us and told us that all around the world, in many different cultures and throughout time, people have participated in dances using hoops. Native Americans have traditional hoop dances that are still done today, she said. Yes, many cultures have hoop dances, said the Russian circus ballerina. That is very interesting. That is not what we will be doing today. And then she handed out the hoops, telling us to be very careful with them. They were not the weighted hula hoops that adults sometimes use to make it easier. They were lightweight metal hoops that barely registered in your hand. Now, a few performers from our local circus on the Outer Cape had come to the workshop too, and one of them had brought his own large weighted and taped hoop, which the Russian circus ballerina looked at disdainfully. "Oh, tape," she said. "That's for cheaters." She handed him a silver metal hoop, and he put his own to the side. Now, I had always been taught that to be a successful hula hooper, you had to be very in touch with your hips, which you would sway from side to side like a hula dancer. "No," said the instructor. "Wrong. We were not to use our hips. This was also cheating, apparently. And instead, she showed us an imperceptible movement in her belly. Use only your stomach," she said. "Push, push, push." I was abysmal at this. Try as I might, I could not keep the hoop up using only my stomach muscles. The delicate hoop kept crashing down to the floor. I took some comfort that the local circus performers could not do it either at first. The teacher walked around the room giving each of us advice as a chorus of crashing metal hoops filled the air. I began to sweat, not from nerves, but because this was a workout. "You will feel your abs tomorrow," she said, "and you will think of me." When about half the room had mastered this belly-pushing skill, not me, by the way, she went on to the next skill, hula hooping around your knees. To my credit, I was able to do this once. And I felt really good at the third skill, spinning the hoop around on your hand and then slowly maneuvering it until it was spinning above your head. Finally, a win! Now, go like this and spin it around your neck, she said. I almost decapitated myself. Hoops started flying across the room, and the fourth trick became not just trying to lower our own hoops, but dodging the stray ones that came flying in our direction. Like this, she said, like this, one graceful motion, like this. Other than the Russian circus ballerina, there was not much grace on display, I can tell you. Really wanting my head to stay connected to the rest of my body, I decided to go back to basics. I tried the belly thing again. I was still a disaster, a sweating, red-faced disaster. And I was in pretty good company. At the end of the workshop, we all looked at each other and laughed. At some point, we had all thought that this was a good idea. Because it was. What a blast. Trying something new, even when we weren't very good at it, getting in touch with our bodies, even when they were awkward. And really, what was the worst that could happen? Being embarrassed? Being frustrated, not being an expert, not being able to run away and join the circus. It felt good to fail so gloriously when it truly didn't matter. It's easier to try if you know how to fail, to disperse the energy of falling so that we can do so without hurting ourselves. To learn how it feels to fail when the stakes are so low, so that we have some skills around it when the stakes are higher. There's a sign hanging in my therapist's office, my colleague Amanda Pompey writes, that says, "What would you do if you knew you couldn't fail?" I know it's supposed to be inspiring, Amanda says, to encourage people to try for their dreams. But I've always found it a little silly. I mean, of course you'd do all kinds of things if you were guaranteed to succeed at them. Picture me running my own TV show as the latest spiritually grounded national expert on, well, just about anything, I suppose, since I couldn't fail. Lately, she says, I've been thinking instead about what I could do, maybe must do, even though I know I could fail. Now, this seems like a much better skill to be promoting in a therapist's office. How to be embarrassed without it being the end of the world. How to apologize when you've messed up. How to go back to the drawing board instead of giving up when something doesn't work out. I'm pretty sure that taking a Sharpie to signs in your therapist's office is frowned upon, Amanda says. So I'll let it be. But if I could, I think I'd substitute the question, what can you do only if you're willing to fail? In 1983, Samuel Beckett wrote a short story entitled Worstward Ho. I don't actually recommend it. I actually can't stand Beckett. But I do like one of the quotes from the story, which says, "Ever tried, ever failed, no matter. Try again, fail again, fail better." In his book about turning mistakes into stepping stones for success, author John Maxwell writes, "In life, the question is not if you will have problems, but how are you going to deal with your problems? Are you going to fail forward or backward?" And the title of his book is actually Failing Forward, and this one I do recommend. In it, he tells many stories of failures that were not the end of the story, failures that led to something, often something better, like chocolate chip cookies. Consider the story of Sergei Zyman. He was the mastermind behind New Coke. Does anyone here remember New Coke? It came out in the 80s, but you'll be forgiven for not remembering it because it was only on the market for about 79 days. New Coke was an idea that marketing consultant Robert McMath sees as one of the greatest product failures of all time. So back in the 80s, Zyman, who had successfully introduced Diet Coke, believed that Coca-Cola needed to act boldly to reverse its 20-year market decline against its rival Pepsi. And his solution was to stop offering the drink that had been popular for nearly 100 years, change the formula, and offer it as New Coke. And the move in 1985 was an abysmal failure and cost the company about $100 million. People hated New Coke, and it caused Zyman to leave the company. But Zyman's problems with New Coke didn't keep him down. Years later, when asked if the venture was a mistake, Zyman answered, "No, categorically. A failure? No. A blunder, a misstep, a bust. Another word between bust and something else," he replies. Now, if you say to me, the strategy that you guys embarked on didn't work, I'll say, yeah, absolutely, it didn't work. But the totality of the action ended up being positive. Ultimately, the return of Coca-Cola Classic made the company stronger. In fact, the chief executive of Coca-Cola rehired Zyman in 1993, saying, "Judge the results. We get paid to produce results. We don't get paid to be right." Everyone forgets, the poet Jack Gilbert writes, that Icarus also flew. It's the same when love comes to an end, or the marriage fails, and people say they knew it was a mistake, that everyone said it would never work, that she was old enough to know better. But anything worth doing is worth doing badly. Like being there by that summer ocean on the other side of the island, while love was fading out of her. The stars burning so extravagantly those nights that anyone could tell you they would never last. Every morning she was asleep in my bed like a visitation, the gentleness in her like antelopes standing in the mist at dawn. Each afternoon, I watched her coming back through the hot, stony field after swimming, the sea light behind her and the huge sky on the other side of that. Listened to her while we ate lunch. How can they say the marriage failed? Like the people who came back from Provence when it was Provence and said it was pretty, but the food was greasy. I believe Icarus was not failing as he fell, but just coming to the end of his triumph. Friends, may this be a place where we take risks. May this be a place where we make mistakes, where we apologize when we've messed up, where we brush off our knees and try again. May this be a place where we know we are enough and where we are made better. May this be a place where we strengthen our souls and increase our capacity for understanding and for love. May this be a place where we fail and where we rise. May it be so. Amen. And blessed be. Let's sing again. Our closing hymn is number 1015 in the teal hymnals this time. I Know I Can. That's number 1015 in the teal hymnals. I Know I Can. Please rise as you are able. Though days be dark with storms and burdens weigh my heart, though troubles wait at every turn, I know I can go on. When sorrow heals my soul and burdens make me strong, though troubles wait at every turn, I know I can go on. My sister in my heart, my brother in my song, though troubles wait at every turn, I know I can go on. And though the journey is long, the destination is near, though troubles wait at every turn, I know I can go on. So brothers, take my hand, and sisters, sing my song. When hope awaits at every turn, I know we will go on. You may be seated.
It has become our practice to pose a question based on the theme of the service each week. It can be a topic of sharing at coffee hour today or with friends during the week. If you'd like to delve deeper into this topic, we invite you to our midweek coffee Zoom coffee hour on Tuesday at 5 p.m. If you're not on our UUMH folk list, please let Kenneth in the office know, and he can get you that link. Our question this week is, tell us about a failure of yours that wasn't the end of the world. Tell us about a failure of yours that wasn't the end of the world.
Thank you for coming this morning. I hope you'll join us downstairs for chocolate chip cookies. I'll end with these closing words. Ever tried, ever failed, no matter. Try again, fail again, fail better. Go in peace.